It was snowing the night Emily was thrown out. Not the gentle kind of snow you see in holiday movies, the kind that bites at your skin and settles deep into your bones. She clutched her 6-month-old daughter, Lily, close to her chest, wrapping her own tattered coat around the baby as the world passed her by like she was invisible. People looked, but they didn't see her. Some crossed the street. Others glanced quickly and turned away, afraid of the discomfort that came from confronting someone else's pain. Emily hadn't always lived like this. A year ago, she had a home. A husband. A nursery painted light pink. She had dreams, not survival instincts. But dreams die fast when the person you love turns into a monster. Her husband changed after Lily was born. He said the crying was too much. That Emily had let herself go. That she was a burden. It started with words. Then bruises. Then silence and fear. The night he hit her with Lily in her arms was the last straw. She ran. But leaving came with a price: no money, no family, and no one willing to take in a woman with a baby and nothing else. She sat outside a closed bakery that night, trying to keep Lily warm with her body heat. Her fingers were stiff. Her lips cracked. Her baby whimpered quietly in her arms. Emily hummed lullabies even though she was trembling herself. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. Her eyes stung from exhaustion. She didn't care about herself anymore, just Lily. She had to protect her. A group of teenagers passed by, laughing loudly, and one of them muttered something cruel about crackheads with babies. Another threw an empty cup near her feet. Emily didn't flinch. She just kept singing to Lily. Moments later, a sleek black car rolled to a stop across the street. It was the kind of car you don't just see, you notice. Expensive. Immaculate. Out of place in this part of the city. A man stepped out. Tall. Dressed in a tailored overcoat. Scarf. Leather gloves. The kind of men who lived in penthouses, not sidewalks. He didn't look away when he saw Emily. He walked straight toward her. She immediately stiffened, afraid. People didn't approach her like that. They either yelled or ignored her. She pulled Lily closer and tried to brace for whatever this stranger was about to say. But instead, the man knelt down slowly, eye level with her and her child. "Is the baby warm?" he asked softly. Emily didn't know what to say. No one had asked her that in weeks. Her lips trembled. She's okay," she lied. The man removed his coat without another word and wrapped it around Emily and Lily. It was thick. Warm. And it smelled like cedar and cologne, like safety. Emily stared at him, stunned. He looked at her, really looked, and said, "Let me help you." That man's name was Daniel Hartman. A millionaire entrepreneur. Tech mogul. Featured in magazines. The kind of man who had people to open his doors and schedule his meetings. But that night, he chose to stop for a woman everyone else had passed by. Emily didn't want to trust him. Life had taught her that kindness often came with conditions. But Lily needed shelter. Daniel helped her into his car, turned the heat on high, and made a phone call. An hour later, they were in a private medical clinic. A nurse wrapped Lily in warm blankets while another brought Emily food and tea. Daniel sat quietly in the corner, never prying, never pushing. When the doctor confirmed that both Emily and Lily were healthy but severely malnourished, Daniel made arrangements for them to stay in a safe women's shelter he personally funded, something Emily would later learn he'd built in honor of his late mother, who'd also been a survivor. The next few months were not a fairy tale, but they were safe. For the first time in a long time, Emily slept in a real bed. Lily had warm milk every night and tiny socks that didn't have holes. Emily joined counseling sessions, group therapy, and began working in the daycare at the shelter. Daniel visited often, not as a savior, but as a friend. He brought books for Lily. He listened when Emily needed to talk. He never pitied her. He respected her. It took Emily time to find her strength again. To remember she was more than what she'd survived. 1 year later, on a sunny spring morning, Emily stood outside that same bakery, now open and buzzing with customers. But she wasn't outside it anymore. She was inside, wearing an apron, handing a warm muffin to a customer and laughing with her co-workers. Daniel had given her something far more valuable than money, a second chance. And when she asked him why he stopped that night, his answer was simple. My mother was once sitting where you were. Someone helped her. I promised her I'd always do the same for someone else. He looked at Lily, now walking and giggling behind the counter, and smiled. Then he took off his jacket once again, not to give it away this time, but to hang it on a chair and say, now let's build something better, together. Moral of the story. One act of compassion can change an entire life. In a world that often turns its back on the struggling, being seen, truly seen, can be the beginning of everything. Kindness doesn't require a fortune. Just the courage to stop, kneel, and care. Would you like me to now write the SEO description, hashtags, and image prompts for this story as well?